My name's Ian Deviser. I'm the superintendent of the Lyme and Old Lyme Schools, and I've been here for 10 years. We had asphalt courts for years, and what was happening is they would crack and water would get into those cracks, freeze, and of course the cracks became worse. And we talked to every company out there who had a different solution of how to resolve that. Ultimately, we discovered through these conversations that the only real correction would be to completely replace the courts. I didn't know anything about post-tension concrete. I just assumed all tennis courts were made of asphalt, and then learned that actually this is a technology that's used in building bridges, and that's what keeps them from cracking and falling apart. So the more we talked to people and the more we learned, we knew that that was the way we needed to go to make sure that we had long-lasting courts to avoid the issues we had in the past. We did put the project out to bid, and one of the names that had been thrown around to us, there was only a few businesses in this arena, was Classic Turf, and they came back with the lowest bid. We called their references, and everyone they had worked with couldn't say enough about how wonderful it had been to work with them. And we had that exact same experience when we worked with them, from the beginning till the very end, and they did 2 projects for us, so we're very pleased.
I'm Ron Turner. I'm the Director of Facilities and Technology for Region 18 Schools, Lyme. I took the role over in 2000, and the first project that I had to work on was a post-tension concrete court here at the high school that Classic Turf was undertaking to replace really old paved courts with post-tension concrete. The project was very well received by everyone and inspired us through our cooperative purchasing to hire Classic Turf to replace 2 paved courts up at the Lyme School with post-tension concrete. As a facilities director, I was aware of post-tension concrete. I never had the chance to use it in any of our facilities, and we were very, very happy with the result. Very happy with the way the surface came out, the playability, the paint, the durability. And that was a big factor in replicating that up in our Lyme School. In both projects, actually, we had years of tree growth competing on the courts, so we thought this would be a great opportunity with the courts being renovated to cut down all the trees that we could. Classic Turf was great in working with our tree vendor who we use all the time. John from Classic Turf was great in coordinating with that vendor to allow them time and access safely to remove all the trees without having any bearing on their project, but also making it very easy for that vendor, which made it very easy for us. And we had an issue with Classic Turf had gone out and measured our Lyme courts. When they arrived to actually do the job, they discovered the court measurement itself was incorrect. We've been playing for years on a too narrow court. They wouldn't be satisfied with just duplicating it. We never would have known, but they came to us and said, listen, you're not in the right size for safety, so we're going to make it the proper size and no cost, which obviously is a huge impact to us. A lot of times, how we rate working with contractors is how they deal with adversity. It's an easy project, it's simple, but when there's challenges, that's when you really have your test. And during this project, we had a microburst come through after Classic Turf completed everything. It was beautiful, and we had a tree get blown across the parking lot, land on a fence, take out a big portion, and chip the ground. They were out the same day, just as upset as we were that it had happened, and within a week, couldn't even tell there were issues with what we know.
We absolutely love the courts. They're gorgeous. They're not only brand new, but we expect them to be this beautiful 10, 20, 30 years from now. We intentionally made sure that they were our school colors, and also Classic Turf was able to help us get a banner, so we have our logo, which is actually also serves as a windscreen at both ends of the tennis courts. Also, as part of the design, we added some space around the exterior of the courts. So previously it was virtually impossible to be able to walk around the courts or to coach kids from the outside if you're on one of the far courts. So we added a walkway around there, which was an incredible detail that has really helped people watch the games, and our coaches help coach our kids. And then the other important addition is where the bleachers are, we made the fence lower, so it actually dips down a little bit so parents and coaches can see the game better. We were playing on courts that, as I mentioned, were cracking and were constantly being repaired, and they were a mess, and they weren't what we wanted for our students. Now we have probably the premier set of courts in Connecticut. Other teams always want to come play here. We were fortunate to win a state championship. It wasn't all because of the courts, but we like to think that that played a role in it. We've got tons of feedback on the courts, from parents, from students, from opposing teams, from community members, all 100% positive. People are so impressed with the project, with the scope of the project, how well it was done. It was done in a timely fashion, and the condition of the courts. They're just in great, great shape, and we expect them to be that way for quite a long time.